Take me out on the water, way out in the woods, where the breathing is easy, the living is good. Out in the great outdoors.
Larry Smith Outdoors is brought to you by Warrior Boats, Vortex, Leroy's Meats, Bartline Barrels, Magic Products, Power Sports Company, Mike's Country Meats, Baronet Blinds, Acme Tackle, Forever Barnwood, Drexel Building Supply, River's Edge Tree Stands, Eskimo, and the MRD Group.
Out in the great outdoors.
Craig, this is Craig's tip up. He just got that one to get over a pike, and this one we were just walking by this tip down. It almost went down the hole.
It just about went down the hole. Another nice way to start the day.
Yeah, it is. Wow.
And we got a flag up over here.
Hey, I always love it when I come on the ice right away and we don't even get to do an opener. Walk up here, and these guys are about 10 minutes ahead of us, and they got everything drilled out. They just put down some flags and are ready. Game on. Everybody knows it's been kind of a strange winter for sure, so far, mild. I'm still saying that we're gonna have a real winter. I think it's gonna last a lot longer. We're gonna have a cold spring, and I hope I'm right about that, because you know what? There's nothing better than ice fishing. For us, we typically, on a normal year, if there is a normal year, we typically get about 2.5 months of solid ice fishing. And I'll tell you, I am definitely looking forward to it. I love being out on the ice. It's a whole different experience. And I'll tell you, it's one of the fastest growing sports that there is. And you can understand why it is that way. Because, hey, who wants to sit in the house locked up all the time watching TV? Get out and enjoy the outdoors. And ice fishing is, again, one of the coolest things you can do. And there's so many great conveniences. You think about all the awesome shelters they have now, the augers, the electronics. I mean, the clothing, it just goes on and on to make your life a lot more comfortable and more successful. Hey, let's go see what he's got on this flag over here. Oh, all right, let's see what we got here. No, I haven't even zipped up my suit yet.
Bass or
so far,
crappie?
Yeah, so far we got a northern, a bass. What do you got on this one? Just a small minnow?
Small minnow, yep, small minnow. Oh, there he is through the ice.
Dude, hold that up there. That's one thing that I've always loved about you, Chris, is that you're always on the hunt for these different bodies of water.
Yep.
I got to ask you, a lot of people at home are probably thinking the same thing. How do you find all these different bodies of water? I mean, if somebody's looking at just coming out and experiencing a different experience, how do you start? Get plat books or look online?
Exactly. Navionics, go on Navionics, check out shallower lakes that have a lot of panfish, and then it's a lot of trial and error.
I can't imagine, because we've been on some incredible bites with you over the last few years. I can't imagine how many times you've gone to bodies of water and haven't caught fish.
Too many.
Right?
But when it pays off, it's awesome.
That's awesome. All right, good job. Hey, today we're going to be targeting giant crappies. Hopefully we'll catch some walleyes along there, and I'm sure a few other species, but we're going to try to catch most of these fish jigging. We're trying to target and see if we can get a legit 15-inch crappie. So, hey everybody, we appreciate you guys joining us this week. Hang on to your heinies. I hope you guys learned something and enjoy this week's show.
Now this is a golden shiner here. Medium golden shiner on a glow hook, which left of the glow paint. Small fatheads on the crappie tip-ups. Small bait for big fish.
First day on the ice for me. Chris gave us a call, said he's on a good jigging bite. That's the second bluegill. First one was a little small, but we'll take him like that all day long. Number 2 hammered gold. Still hammered gold, but I had to downsize a little bit. We got a lot of panfish in the area, so. Still got the hammered gold though.
Very nice. Anybody keeping fish today?
Yep, go for it. See that fish, he's going the opposite way of me.
You know what it feels like?
What?
Crappie.
Oh, if it's a crappie, it's going to be a dandy. He's got a ton of line out.
Bluegill.
Oh my. Hold that slob up.
Who gets
on
a bluegill tip up?
On a minnow.
On a minnow.
Holy cats. That's something.
Close his mouth. What does that say, Thomas? 9 1/4. Say goodbye, little buddy.
Exciting part. What is it?
Holy man! Look at the size of that freaking bluegill. That's a bluegill.
That's a
Yeah, a freaking huge one.
you got to measure that.
I'm not going to say we were targeting them, but I kind of was. I put a real tiny minnow on there because I heard there were some big bluegills in here, and I ran it right above the weeds like that. So your smaller bluegills normally can't handle it, but a big one like that will absolutely eat a minnow. So
I said this was not going to be a tip-up show.
Flag looks like it's a little froze. It's at half mast today, this flag.
Oh, I see that. Boy, I'll tell you, you know what? That's 2 big bluegills we've caught on tip-ups now. I don't even know how big that one is that Terry caught out there.
This is gonna be not a big gill.
No, that's gonna hopefully a big walleye. Now we're off the weed line here, and you actually had a golden shiner on here earlier, and you had 2 flags, and then you basically went to a smaller minnow on here, huh?
Correct, yeah. I downsized because thinking maybe there's crappies or perch out here, but obviously there's some big game fish running around here as well.
You know, it finally got cold last night too, and I think that's what's got the panfish bite off a little bit right away this morning.
Yeah, definitely.
But, and you know what's cold? Cold is it got down to 22 degrees, right? That's pretty crazy when you start thinking about it, you know? Oh my gosh. Oh, gee. I should have known, right? Kevin Van Dam Jr. here, right? Right? Oh my gosh. Bass-o-matic. Why is it every time we fish with you, it's bass, bass, bass? You know how many meals, how many kids, you could have fed both your kids with that, all 3 of your kids with that.
My kids are gonna have to go to McDonald's now.
Right. I'd rather eat the bass. Me too.
back on the ice. It's not very thick, but ooh, that looks good. Take that. It's a good eater. It's a good start. That's why we put a couple of these in shallow. We're kind of spreading these out going down the break, and so these we've gotten about 8 feet of water fishing above the weeds and seeing if there's any perch in shallow, and sure enough we found some, so we'll keep her going.
Nice one, huh, Chris?
Feels decent.
That's a nice one right there. Beautiful colors on that.
Oh, nice crappie.
There you go. Hello, beautiful crappie. Nice crappie right there. He ate that jig. Love that pink jig.
You know, the great part about Eskimo too is, you know, they pretty much have a line for pretty much everything. And you know what? I love their chairs. I love the sweatshirts, the clothing they have, and of course the shelters are incredible. So it's kind of nice. Hey, I'm kind of like blended right into this chair today. If you're comfortable, you're gonna fish longer. Big crappie?
Yeah, it's a big crappie.
Oh! Ah! Oh my gosh! Oh!
That's disappointment right there.
Oh! Again, tight to bottom or not?
No, just first drop, putting it down and getting it up high. Oh, that's a sad day. Did you at least get to see that fish? I know I did. Well, I went down to reach to grab that fish, and he poked me. He poked me. Yep. Hurt right away.
Oh, I see him over here.
Let's see if we can land
Oh,
this
look
thing.
at the size of that one. Holy man.
Let's see if we can land this one.
That might be 15 right there. That is getting there for sure. Hold that thing up. Oh man.
That's a nice crappie.
That's a tank right there.
That's what we're chasing right here.
Right, that is absolutely a tank.
Beautiful fish.
And that one was up higher, huh?
Up high. How big do you think this is?
We need to measure them. I'm going to say 14 1/8. What do you say?
14.
14. Okay, let's get the measure.
I'm gonna say 14.
Okay, let's see who's right.
7/8. 13 7/8. There, we finally landed one.
Again, kind of just listening to Chris and Craig here, just getting right into them weeds. I was right tight to the bottom there and just barely moving that jig. Just waxworm on there today. That's definitely been the key. I'm fishing in style today. I'm gonna enjoy the rest of the day. I'm gonna jig up a storm. You guys take care of all the tip ups. Got a brand new quick fish shelter. And I am gonna sit in my chair, watch my Vexlar, listen to all these guys fight, and catch a pile of fish. I got a really big one. Hey, you guys are laughing about me setting up this shelter, but I'll tell you what, I just missed another good one. And, oh, look at the size of this crappie. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Come on, girl. Here's another key to setting up a shelter, especially when you're fishing big weed pockets like this, is I can literally see my line going right through this big, all this milfoil. Before I said to myself, you know, I'm gonna set up my quick fish here and I'm gonna be able to visually see my jig going through the pockets instead of getting hung up all the time. And look what happened right there. You know, the cool part about the FLX30 here is I've got it on low power right now and I'm in about 9-10 feet of water. And these weeds are super thick down here. And it really works out good because what I'm doing is basically getting the fish to come up to my bait, and then I'm just raising it real slow. And every time, that's how these fish are hitting it, you know? And if I didn't have that down there, it'd be a lot harder because I don't know when to lift and when not to lift. So again, just kind of working them fish and being able to see them on that Vexilar really makes a big difference right there. Plus it makes it a lot more enjoyable. I know that they're down there, when they're there, when to react to them. You know, that's the key about electronics, you know? Some guys are good and they can catch them without electronics. I'm not that good, man. I need my Vexilar. You know, I'm starting from the bottom, and when I see them following it, sometimes it'll take, you know, 3-4 feet before they'll actually hit it. And then when I see them disappear, then I'll drop right back down to the bottom and just kind of wait again till I see the next fish appear at my bait. Then again, just work them back up like that. Woo! I'll tell you what, this is a dandy. Look at him right there. Look at him through the ice. Holy man, can you guys see him? Look at, there he goes. Holy man. Woo, woo. Oh,
Damn, where?
all you can do is absolutely giggle. That is a dink. Wow. I'll tell you what, and just basically pounding that bottom and just watching that FLX30, just basically watching these fish come up, and just like what Chris was doing, I keep kind of raising it, and I pause it for that split second, and boop, they throttle it. You know, basically darkening everything up in here, and you know, again, when you look down there, it's just absolutely solid milfoil, and them fish are just laying suspended in that milfoil. They're coming in real tight, and then I'm getting them to come up onto that bait. That's what's getting them to trigger right there.
This baby is tearing up.
Bass, he's the bass man. A bass?
Holy moly. That is a big bass. Look at the yapper on that thing. It's a big bass. Say goodbye.
Got another good one here. Oh, big gill, really big gill. Look at the size of that gill. Well, you can see how thin that ice is. Man. Big gill, big gill. Man, I cannot get over the quality of the fish today that we're catching. And I'll take quality over quantity any day of the week right there. I'm loving it today. I'm nice and warm watching these fish down there. This one just absolutely, wait till you see all the milfoil that's coming up with this fish. He wrapped himself around all that. Holy man. At least what he's doing is they're opening me up a good pocket here. Dirtied up the water a little bit. And I'll tell you something, you know, a lot of people don't like milfoil, but milfoil, when you talk to a biologist, is probably one of the best weeds to hold fish on.
Nice little, probably 11 incher. Just on some pink with a wax worm. Little rat finky. Calling her good. Flay them up and have some dinner with them. Not me, the fish.
Beautiful daylight today. Sunny out, no wind. 36 degrees. And Sally's in a shanty with a heater on. Go figure.
Kind of feels like Florida in here.
Feels like a good one. Of course, he's buried in the weeds. Yeah, I can see it. He's buried in the weeds. There you go. Nice crappie. Hey, Larry, how's it going in the shack?
Going good, but I can't get the high ones. How's it going out there?
Not bad. It's warm and sunny out here.
What's going on out here? You know? Can't believe you guys aren't froze to death. Pretty damn nice in there, I can tell you that.
He'll get 4 feet down anyways. We'll just put a little knot in his spool. So he'll get 4 feet of line out and 15 feet of water, and the bait won't go down any further. That's what he gets for sitting in here in 80-degree weather. Beautiful out here where it's 35, right? Sally.
It's almost like the days when you had a Harley and you were waving to the guy on a bike. You see another warrior on the water, you just get a good feel.
First class, all the way from the people that ride them to the people that make them.
They do such a nice job with communication. They'll pick up the phone anytime. It's really almost a friendship.
You could be in any state, and when somebody with a warrior drives by you, you get that honk, that beat. You're truly part of a family, and there's nothing like it.
Introducing Forever Barnwood. Transform your space with the warmth and character of a genuine barnwood look. Forever Barnwood offers over 200 authentic barnwood products. We are commercial and food safe. Our products are available in unlimited quantities while still providing the consistency you need to complete large projects. All of this while still looking like it came out of a 100-year-old barn. Forever Barnwood. Bring the history inside.
Hey everybody, welcome to our Leroy Lunchtime. Today we have, of course, my favorite broad of all time. It's the buck and bite, and I'll tell you what, it is absolutely awesome. And this is a venison buck and bite. You know, we talk about this quite a bit. If you guys have any venison left in your freezers and you want to get something special made from it, make sure you guys take it over to Leroy's. The Leroy Lunchtime on the ice, my favorite thing. Look at that cheese. Sweet flavor. Come on, boys, grab in. Come on, Lance.
Yeah, I don't think walleye fights like this. I wish. Another bass. Hey, little guy. Good, buddy.
Hey everybody, this week's tip of the week brought to you by our good friends up at Mike's Country Meats, the finest jerky on the planet. Hey, Mr. Zupke, Big B, can hardly even recognize you. There you go. Hey, it's about 28 degrees out. You're bundled up like a grizzly bear.
Well,
you
I'm
know
not
what?
used to this weather.
Well, hey, so let's talk about today. We're in some absolutely thick weed cover. We've got the FLX 30 out, and let's talk about the low power.
So I'm using the low power to cut through the weeds. You can really pick out your bait when you're in this dense milfoil. We're running at like a 225 frequency with a low power range, and I'm running probably about 3 game.
Okay.
So it helps out a lot when you're cutting down through the weeds and you see your bait pick it up really well and watch those fish come out of those weeds.
It's the Cadillac of definitely of ice flashers.
For sure, definitely.
Hey everybody, again, this week's tip of the week brought to you by our good friends up in Tigerton, Mike's Country Meats, the finest jerky on the planet.
No, not another largemouth. What gave that away? Good job, Chris. Thanks, guys. Cookie cutter. Good one. Oh, Chris, you're just absolutely killing me. Ooh, that is a giant, another nice one. Hold that one up. Now that's legit 14-inch plus crappie. We got to talk about this, man, because here's a prime example where a lot of people with their electronics really will struggle as far as trying to read it. You know, I mean, you're using just a cheap rod, cheap reel, nothing to it, and you're out fishing pretty much everybody. So the bobber is set, so you know it's a foot and a half off of the bottom. Okay.
Yep. And all we're doing here is, I know these fish are riding up higher in the water column, and the way this works is this bobber here, see the way this bobber's bouncing, and that's implicating a jigging, fluttering action down to that.
So why can't you do it without the bobber?
You're not going to get that.
You're not going to get that action, right?
Exactly. And I'm slowly popping it, stopping it, popping it, stopping it. And I'm watching. What I'm basically doing is watching this line. See, this line is straight down.
Yep.
When a fish hits it, the fish will come up. See how this line goes limp?
Right.
And that's how you know there's a fish on there. And sometimes they'll, pull it on you, but most of the time when I'm lowering it down, it'll go limp like this. And that's how you know when you got the fish on it.
So, I mean, you know, you guys at home that are like me that love to use a Vexilar, you can do the same thing by just putting a bobber on like this. It gives that jig a totally different action.
Exactly.
You're getting a lot more performance out of it because I hope they understand what the bobber is actually doing, you know.
Yeah.
It's weighted right here, okay? The
Yep.
bobber's obviously got the weight, and it's rocking that jig back and forth just absolutely perfectly. I get excited when somebody's doing something different, and that's really, and they're very successful at doing it, you know?
Yep.
So to me, I want to mimic that because there's always a time and a place for everything. So when is it too shallow or when is it too deep that this wouldn't work?
I like anything under 10 feet of water.
Okay, under 10.
Under 10 feet of water, so I can lift it up in one swat.
Okay.
Anything deeper than that, then it's definitely rod in real time.
Again, just shaking. You're not putting the bobber in the water at all. You're keeping the bobber above the water.
Correct.
Awesome, Chris. Hey, you guys got one out there? 3 of them. Oh my gosh, they got 3 out there. Hey, Thomas, what the heck are you doing standing there? Get up there. You get another one?
Nope, nothing to see here, Larry.
Oh, Chris, you're killing me. How high up was he?
Just another nice eater-sized crappie. Actually, we're letting these go.
Tell you what, I just stepped out of the shack for a minute, grabbed my rod. Yep, and here we go. I'm loving these crappies right there. Again, just fishing that super thick weeds right there. And just kind of mimicking what Chris was doing before, just kind of working that jig up about 1 foot, 2 foot, and letting it go back down. The only thing different is I'm using a little bit lighter rod and no bobber, but he's still out fishing me. Feeling really good. Oh, big crappie.
Dude.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that.
Another big crappie. Boy, it has been an absolutely fantastic day today, you guys. You know, again, we were lucky we got on some good ice. You know, I want to thank, of course, Chris for sure and his buddy Craig. You know what, these guys are on the hunt all the time. Want to thank Lance and Zupke for joining us today. And of course, Terry and Rick from the Bite Me Box, you guys. And I want to thank you guys for watching our show each and every week, because if it wasn't for you guys watching our show, we wouldn't be able to do this. That's 100% truth. Hey, we want to thank our military men and women like we do each and every week for the great service they have given this country and continue to give this country, along with all of our firefighters and paramedics, and no doubt all of our law enforcement agents. It is a great day to be alive. We're going to see you guys and gals again next week, and thanks for joining us.
Chris, would you like this?
Ice is getting a little sketchy.
Just cracking a little bit, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah? Thinking I'm hopping in the Warrior tomorrow.
Oh my God, this is a world record.
Look at the size of that.
Oh, it just keeps going. Look at
the
it.
size
Look
of
at
that.
that.
That's what we're talking about here, guys.
Oh, now that, they
That's
just
at
don't
least-
get much longer than that.
That's 70 inches right there, guys.
That's a beautiful ball of weeds.
Right there. Sad face. Actually, that was a happy face. But it should have been a sad face. Best I can do. Tough condition here, guys. Under a lot of pressure.